Thank you for joining another episode of Enough Said. I'm your host, Cedric Newburn, and today I want to talk about the idea that it all begins with the first step. So, I want to take you back several years ago. I was part of a senior leadership team in the Virginia area, and our regional vice president, senior vice president, took us out to Hershey, Pennsylvania for a team building exercise. It was an incredible place because it was in Hershey. Like, I am a big fan of Hershey candy bars. If I could eat one every single day, I absolutely would do it. So we get to the hotel, we get checked in, and sure enough, they've got Hershey chocolate on the bed in our hotel room. And we go down and we grab lunch, and then they say, "We've got a great team building exercise planned for the day." So we all get dressed and they say, dress real casual, like comfortable running shoes. And I'm thinking, oh, we're about to do some athletic exercise. So I was really looking forward to it. That is until we walked out the door, headed up the path, only to find a high ropes course. Now, I am not a fan of heights. I will tell you, if I need to do something on a ladder, I'm willing to give up that opportunity and let someone else do it because I just do not like being elevated in the air. It paralyzes me. Okay. So, being the team player that I am, and absolutely no one else on the senior management team was walking away from this opportunity. And so I said, I've got to do this. I'm going to face my fear. I am not going to give up. I started to climb the stairs to get to the top where we were supposed to start the obstacle course. And let me just let you know, about two-thirds of the way up, I wanted to turn around and go back down the stairs. But finally, I make it to the top. And I'm in one of the last groups to go out onto the course. The other folks went out, took it like champs. They were all excited. Woo, this is so much fun. And yet here I am standing there contemplating, is that first step too far for me? Can I reach it? What happens if I fall? It was interesting for me because I am harnessed with a tether to a rope above me that basically guaranteed that no matter what happened, I would not fall to the ground. But even with that safety precaution, I still didn't feel comfortable. Lo and behold, one of my colleagues was there, a guy by the name of Brian. Brian and I knew each other fairly well. We'd gotten to know each other in the short time that I've been working on the team. But it was in that moment, Brian looked back at me and said, "Come on, Seth, I got you." And he locked eyes with me, and he saw the fear and the hesitation in my spirit. And Brian went from just kind of casually reaching back to give me a hand to turning and facing me, putting both arms out, saying, "Seth, I got you. Come on, man, I got you. It's not that far. You can do this." Brian kept going. He kept encouraging me. And sure enough, I did take one lean forward. I thought, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But there was something inside of me that just would not quit. I said, no, there's no way I'm turning around and going back down these stairs because this is what it means to be part of a team. I can do this. And so finally, I look at Brian. I said, okay, I'm coming. Brian sticks his hand out. And by the way, Brian was a pretty buff dude. He worked out quite a bit, so he was pretty strong. So not only did I have the harness and the rope attached above my head, but I also had this really strong guy there that I believed could catch me if something were to happen. And lo and behold, I took that first step. It was scary, but I did it. And then I took the second step. And that ropes course, if you've ever seen one, typically they have wood planks or things suspended, tied together with other ropes. So I'm stepping out onto a wooden plank, connected to another wooden plank, connected to another wooden plank. Before I knew it, by the second, maybe the third wooden plank, I told Brian, hey, I got this. I'm okay. It's not as bad as I thought. So I made it through the first obstacle, started on, made it through the next obstacle. Brian was still always there, just making sure I was okay. Eventually, I came to the end of the course and truly completed it without any further hesitation or fear. And the best part for me was the zip line at the very end. You got to zip down to the end of the rope, and you would land on solid ground. And I can remember people saying, "Said, are you okay? Can you do this?" You could always. I said, "No, no, I've always wanted to zip line." And I jump up and I grab the zip line and I take off and I scream like I would as a kid, so excited, enjoying the ride. Now, why would I share that story with you? Because I believe, just like that ropes course, stepping out on faith, whether it's starting a new role or even better, starting your own business, it is the same. The first step is always the scariest. You're asking yourself questions like, how much will it take for me to get this done? Do I even know what I'm doing? Will I make enough to provide for my family? What happens if I fail? Those questions are going to run through your mind, much like they did. Now, granted, I'm not worried about how much I'm going to make on a ropes course, but what happens if I fail? What happens if I fall? Do I have enough to make it through? Do I even know what I'm doing? Now, I will tell you this. If you're starting a new role or you're starting a new business and you're not asking yourself those very questions, then I'd actually be concerned because the unknown is not easy to navigate. There will always be more questions than there are answers because we don't know what to expect. Frankly, we can't predict the future. And I mean, if we could, we would then know what the outcome would be, but we don't know what the outcome will be. Fact is, we don't know what we don't know. That's one of the best parts about being an entrepreneur. You just don't know what you don't know. But we have to take the first step. And if we don't take the first step, we will be standing on the side, on the edge, wondering what it would be like to get to the other side of that obstacle course. That's when regret kicks in. That's when that feeling of failure takes over. And just like I needed on that ropes course, you need an accountability partner. You got to have somebody that's going to encourage you, that's going to push you, someone that will also reassure you that you got this, that you have what it takes to be successful. You also need somebody that trusts you, even when you don't trust yourself. And even most importantly, someone that believes in you when you don't believe in yourself. You need someone to hold your hand, to kind of guide you through along the way, to make sure that you're comfortable because you need that comfort in order to move forward. Even when that person lets go of your hand, you need them to still stand close to you, be by you, encouraging you, making sure that they are there to catch you in the event that you fall. So that's why I am a big believer in accountability partners. We all need an accountability partner, a tribe, a community, just a group of people that support us in every way, whether it's in our relationships, within our families, within work structure, professional. We need that support system. And yes, I joke about it all the time. We don't need a Kanye team. We don't need people around us that will always tell us yes, right? We need people that will be very honest with us, that will hold us accountable, that will share with us when we're not doing things the right way, but encourage us to keep moving forward. We all need that. You've got to find a tribe. that will help you take the first step. Because starting something new, frankly, is just like when a baby takes their first step and when they learn to walk. Now, picture this. As a child, you've been, either carried or pushed in a stroller, and then all of a sudden one day you find this new freedom when you grab the cushions on the couch and you pull yourself up. And it's a little wobbly. You're trying to find your balance, right? A baby's trying to get their legs under them. Before you know it, you think, maybe I can take a step. Babies have these thoughts. I always often think, what do babies really think? Because if you look at their faces, some of the expressions that they have, they're thinking something, even though they may not have the words or the vocabulary to put with whatever that thought is. I can imagine as a child standing there, holding on to the cushion, hearing people behind me and in front of me saying, come on, you can do it. You can do it. That baby is going to find it hard to stand up and to be steady and to take the first step. And yes, just like that baby, you will likely fall, you'll likely stumble, but you have to get back up and try again. If you think about when babies learn how to walk, they fall quite a bit. And they may sit there in frustration, but they very quickly get up and try it again. That's what we have to do. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and know that you've got some people around you, both in front of you as well as behind you, that want to see you succeed. So just keep putting one foot in front of the other until it gets more comfortable. Before you know it, you will actually be moving forward. And soon enough, you will be up and running. Now, the difference between us as adults and these babies, toddlers learning how to walk, frankly, boils down to the level of fears that we have as adults. Babies, as you know, are fearless. They are not afraid to fall down. They don't know what could happen if they fall down. They just know that, oops, I fell, I got to get back up. And that's what they do. They bounce right back up and they try again. And they keep trying and they keep trying and they keep trying until they finally figure out how to walk. And I don't know about you, but most babies that I've seen, including my son Matthew, the second that kid started walking, within a day, he figured out how to run. That's how we have to be. We have to have that level of resilience. So what if you fail at first? Just get back up and try again. Keep trying until you figure it out. If you're starting a business, failure is a good thing because you find out who you are, what you're good at, what you're not good at. You find out what customers want. You find out what customers don't want. You find out how to manage a budget, how to plan, how to understand the financials related to a business. All of those things are learning opportunities. So if you fail, you know not to do that again. So keep trying until you figure it out. Because here's the thing you got to remember, you have a family, you have a tribe, you have generations that are coming after you that all want and need to see you succeed. So remember, it all begins with the first step. And always remember that you are wonderfully made and created for a specific purpose. So, again, if you enjoy this podcast, I ask that you share it with others. Follow me on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Please make sure that you share the podcast as well. You can find this podcast and other episodes of Enough Said. They're all available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, as well as iHeartRadio. So until the next time, this is Enough Said.